All right, week 19, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, program design review. We're talking about 25 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 3 times around. Jeremy, tell us all the tips, tricks, strategies, entertainment, engagement, whatever you got.
Yeah. So all right. So this week, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, is gonna be 25. You have the three different circuits. So it's quick. Mainly gonna be on feet, no laying down stuff. So you have a better chance of getting most out that 25 seconds. All right. So if you need to, a lot of these can how it's set up. It could be put into a complex as well. So if you have like over size session, you can do the complex that we're doing right now. Whether you keep the 3 dumbbells in the spot, battle ropes need to stay there if the class gets too big. So it's kind of set up that way too, where you can just look down the line with the 3 exercises: dumbbells, battle ropes, kettlebells, TRX, stability balls. So you're gonna go 25 on, 3 times around. Circuit one, you'll have your dumbbell cleans, so kneeling clean. So there's gonna be more power movement from the hips. You want to really focus on your hip drive, driving your hips down towards your heels and really powering up. Squeeze your glutes to the top, lock the hips in. Make sure you're not hyperextending as you bring the dumbbells up to the shoulder. So there's a lot more stabilizing of the core by being on your knees, and more power drive to get the dumbbells up to the shoulders on that one. Some engagement you can do on this one too is with this one too, you can do like a swing song, whatever, because you are feeding the dumbbells up to your shoulders and you want to have some fun with that. Um, Battle rope jump lunges, jump lunge slams. The power right here as a coach should be engaging is give them an aiming point with the arm, right? They get the jump the ropes up to the arm. You can challenge pace on this one, depth of the knee as well. When you're doing this range of motion. And then kettlebells. You got again this one. You can be savage swing. You got the walking swing. So taking a few steps to the right, a few steps to the left. Work the swings. If you have someone that is healthier, right? Got a healthy back. You can give them a little love with the tap of the kettlebell, engaging. Now, like I showed earlier, like before with my man Luca, showing force of the kettlebell down, but give them a little tap and make sure that they're using this because a lot of times you still people want to squat down. You got to really preach that this is a hinging motion. So there's a hip drive. You want to drive and generate the hips. Is a great glute booty activation. So you want to build a peach. There's a great movement to build a peach if it's done correctly. All right. So make sure you stress that too. And then you got the skater press. So this is going to get a little single leg balance here. I know some spaces might be a little tight. So on this one, it can be more like a lateral hot step side to side and then focus on getting that press too with the full extension of the arm. So you want to slow down, really pause and exaggerate and stabilize on that single leg. It's not necessarily about how fast you can go with the skaters, about stabilizing, controlling. And then even adding that press, you got more going on with the body, right? So on the skater with the press, and then we'll go to a stability ball pass, getting the core engaged here. Smooth transitions, rising up to the bum if you got it. If not, really focus on keeping the lower back flat on the floor. You don't want to put that stress on the back. Smooth transition, always say really get the pass from hand to feet, right? Not to cheat and throw the ball to your feet, although that takes some coordination, but that's not the purpose of the movement, right? So you want to make sure you get good transitions from hands to your feet when you get the V up. You also keep back on the floor, especially if someone has bad issues with like the actual V up motion, Trav. So like again, you can still get the core contraction of that movement without actually going into a V up or rising up to your tailbones. So just keep yourself safe. Just keep your lower back flat on the floor if need be. Have a good transition. Yes, lower pace to the skater. And going to round two, we have a side lunge with a jump squat. So you're going to alternate these on this one because it's 25. I don't want to have anyone switching, so make sure you're alternating side to side. Every time you come center, you keep distance from your feet and you get that jump, so you get some power in the lunge as well. Really focus on keeping toes straight, drive hips back, shoulder square. Some fun you can add You know, you got all your jump songs there being out. What's it? Jump from Crisscross and um, who else is it? House of Pain, all that stuff you can add for some fun with that. Jumping jacks on this one. So always can have the handle up, fist up, overhead with the jumping jack. Spread out as much as you can, try to give people space if it becomes too tight with that. Um, I mean, you should be okay. Just don't have this. It's not necessarily about going out as wide. Like just keep it up overhead, like good fast speed jacks, looking like Todd Durkin. Get your mind right. Go crazy with it. So challenge speed on this one. Now hopping, you go with sidestep that. Then you got your figure 8 bicep curl, front to back, front to back. On this, not back to front. So make sure you pass it to the front of the leg as you come up. Get the curl, lock the elbows to the torso. So it's not a snatch, it's not a clean up there. So you want to make sure you are engaging the biceps. So come up, get the curl, and then pass it again through the front of the leg. Elevate heels. It's always good if people are having issues going down into the squat and come up with a curl. TRX push-ups. Push-ups. The more over you are, the easier it's gonna be. That the closer you are to the wall. For most places, it's gonna be more intense. You can always elevate your heels on the wall. If you don't have a wall, you can use a pile box for members to elevate the feet onto it to make it harder. So have that elevation. So add elevation to it to increase the difficulty of the TRX push-up. And that will conquer our more horizontal push. And then we got our stability ball, stir to pop, chicken noodle soup. What's that song called? Yeah, with a soda on the side. This one.
Chicken noodle soup.
I never really played the song, but I always say like the song because I mean it's a song when I was like in college, but it's Webstar and Young B, and it's called Chicken Noodle Soup.
I like to keep my stuff a bit more modern than going way back to when you were in college.
You know, or stir fry. And then they got Chicken Noodle Soup is like 1 minute into the song. They start saying Chicken Noodle Soup with a soda on the side. It's a fun one.
Hear it a little bit.
Who was the artist again?
There's Webstar and Young B. Chicken Noodle Soup. Sort of pot. This is what I like to have fun too. Like as engaging, like if you have like a free stability ball, like give them a little tap, like throw it at the ball, not the number, right? Throw it at the ball, like give them some more. It had a little more vibration, so it cause more stability as you're doing it. Or even like you can tap with your toes or smack with your hands, just to give it more, just be more engaged with that exercise.
Perturbation.
And then our final round, we're going to go into our squat, rotational curl and press. It's the one that's training for life, right? For anyone that likes to fly, when you were squatting down to pick your luggage up, you got to put it up into the overheads, right? So that's when we always say that's when we're training for life. So go out, get that rotation, make sure you are pivoting the foot on the rotation so you're not putting the extra torque on the back. Again, another one, if you need to elevate the heels for the squat, you can do so with that too. And then we're going to traveling over to Russia. I don't know if we want to go to Russia, but we're going to Russia. Your battle rope Russian twist. Going hip to hip with this one, soft knee. You keep your heels on the ground or heels up off the ground. If you're not going on the ground, you can still get that twisting motion from the standing. Holding it, make sure you're holding the C-sit position as well. So you do want to drop the shoulders, not being upright. Drop the shoulders and going hip to hip with the battle rope. And then we got time under tension, so you want to hold it, the kettlebell. So two, if you have two kettlebells. If not, you might want to alternate it, and you can just pause at the top and come and bring it on the ground and pause at the top. But with this, is going to be iso holds. You want time under tension, getting the blood flow to your lats. You're going to release one at a time, where you keep one up the whole time. So you want to hold the kettlebells up the entire time, and as one releases, bring it back up like a little seesaw motion. As you say, hinge over. And again, if you don't have enough to have two kettlebells, you give them like a 3-second pause at the top and alternate hands, 3 pause at the top. But I will alternate, so it takes away from having to switch people up halfway. And that's that best set, especially with 25 seconds. Another jump around song. We got your jump squats here for TRX. Give a little love on the shoulders, right? So if you have someone you want to progress, you can give them a little pressure on their shoulders so they can hop through it. Land light, land on clouds, not on concrete. So you should not hear your feet make contact with the floor, like absorb the floor as you come in landing. And landing is the most important part of that jump squat. So making sure they're coming down light, laying on clouds, laying on pillows, not on cement. And we got a stability ball, pikes, and knee tuck. So working the core on this one, drive the hips high, and then bring the knees into chest on this. So again, challenging them by getting the hips up. Another one is a test of hamstring flexibility, right? So you want to try to keep your legs as fit as possible when you're doing the pike. The easiest way to have it more on your shins, so you don't have to go as far up, to make it more intense, roll it down to your toes, and it'll be a little harder for that as you come up again, getting the pike. Shoulder mobility on this one, core work. You're testing the hammies to see how flexible the hamstrings are too. People with tight hammies, you're going to see that your knees are not going to, lock out. And then go into the knee tuck, working that core. If needed, you have your 6 stations. And again, if you go 6 stations, I would eliminate one of the rounds, whatever round you feel is comfortable. I mean, you got to make sure you're still hitting all the components. So whatever round that you feel. I think you might need to, honestly, because we have the rows differently. You can either reduce it down to 20-10 or keep it 25-10 and then see how it works in the class. We might want to just work with 2 other circuits if you got to go with a 6 station. But you have your squat thrust to tuck jump, predator jack. We always do the breakdowns on this one, like 3, 2, 1, ha. So whenever we have predator jacks, you have, like, especially Megan's in the class, something like that, she's having more engagement, like going down and then making our warrior cry with the predator jacks. And you have your in and out abs. If you need to use in and out abs, or donkey kicks. Have some fun with the little Todd Dirk and throw the legs in the air especially for that could be a coachable one. If you have someone in the class that want to, work on their handstands, you can do some donkey kicks for that circuit if you're adding that 6 station. Some engagement, we have for the finish, we got our split the room. So you want to set it 20-10, 5, so 20-10, 5. So the one side will do the isometric, the other side will do the movement. Then you'll switch with that 5 seconds transition, you'll switch. So we 20-10, 5, 2, no, 20-10. How you do it? I can't imagine it right now. But you want that 5 seconds in between these 25, 20. No, maybe it's 20 with a 5 seconds 2 times in 10. So you have 10 seconds to see the next set of exercise. So I had that written wrong. So it should be 20, rest should be 5. I'm never doing it. And then they will have set it for 10 or for 2 and then 10. So they have 10 seconds to go into the next set of movements. So you have your high plank, and high plank mountain climbers. So one side will do for 20 seconds. Mountain climbers 20 seconds, you get 5 seconds, and they switch it. And you got a 10 seconds where you can do show and go. You do your iso squat. This one you can be engaging with the class, and they split it right. You can have the iso squats like clapping up for the people that are doing the high planks with the iso squats on the other side. And then they'll switch it, clap up, keep the energy high for that one. And then they have 10 seconds to go into the V hold and to V ups. And again, I would have an elevated surface around, like we have some plow boxes you can put around the room for anyone who doesn't want to go out to the ground. So they do the high plank off the box, mile climbers up the box. They do the plank, the iso squat, off the box, and they can do the V holds or V ups off the box if that's needed. And then you'll go around 2 times with this finisher. Depending on time, you do 1 time too, because it takes a little longer. But if you have time on the clock, definitely you can go around 2 times to give it a little bit more to over deliver on that. So with this being 3 circuits, I would definitely do a faster warm up. Keep that in mind to keep it faster. So maybe just a regular classic journey work warm up with, sometimes you have to do like just 1 set of jumping jacks, or we just keep it fast. We might just do a jumping jacks where we count up to 10 back down to 1. Like, so it's not like, talking through still jacks, switch off jacks, we're just going to do jumping jacks. We're going to count up to 10, 10 down to 1, still getting them going, and then right into the breakdown. So a classic warm up to make sure you got enough time to get the 3 circuits and the finisher, because the finisher is pretty long. And that is Friday, Monday, and Wednesday workout.
Right, all right.